We've got some cool weather coming in this week. DeerCast says good.
We just got a giant 8-pointer amongst a lot of other good deer on camera.
As you can see, I just came back from beautiful Colorado.
Alaska is an absolutely amazing place. Holy cow.
Oh man, he drops down that crate, get ready. Yes. Awesome.
This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by the new specially designed, lightweight, and durable Tenzing Hang Time Day Pack. Go further, hunt longer, Tenzing.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dream Season Live. I am pumped that the season is almost here. As you can see, I just came back from beautiful Colorado where I was on an elk hunt. Things didn't go quite as planned and I ended up coming home empty-handed, but got to spend a lot of time in the mountains with my dad. A lot of fun, got really close on a couple different bulls. As happens occasionally, you come home empty-handed, that's part of it. But now we're back in Iowa and things are turning our attention towards whitetails. We've been in a massive drought across most of the Midwest, but specifically my little part of Iowa has hardly gotten any rain. But as of this last week, we've got a ton of rain. End of September, we just had about 3 to 4 inches of rain all in one shot. Finally got it, and I'm pumped about that. As you can see, the plots are bright green and should maybe even put off some bulbs before we get into season. But now my son Jack is 5 years old. We've been practicing with the 350 Legend and he is comfortable. He can put it on a deer. He's been putting it on the target. He's ready to go, and we've had some does coming into this plot, and so that'll probably be where we focus our attention here in the next couple weeks. We've got some cool weather coming in this week. DeerCast says good coming up later this week, and it's going to be a great time to get some kids out in the woods and get a deer or two taken. On this particular episode, we're going to start with Carson and Josh, and we're going to step in with them as they move some cameras around and make some last-minute adjustments on a piece of property that they've got permission on this year, and really get it ready for that season opening up on October 1 for them. After that, we're going to go with Brandon, who's got a bear hunt in Alaska. You guys are not going to want to miss this. This is a phenomenal hunt, and I'm excited that we can bring it to you. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Dream Season Live. Thanks, guys.
Anything nice?
2 giants.
Well, here we are in another piece of property that we're really trying to get permission on. I think we got a good chance.
Alrighty, well, here it is, September the 20th. Josh and I are out on the permission farms today and checking camera number 1. Looks like a raccoon or something got up on top of it, but we're excited to see what we had on it before that happened. It's in a good spot, but we got a good handful of cameras to pull today amongst all the permission farms. We're super thankful for the landowner giving us permission to come out here and hunt. It's getting close. Josh and I are a little bit behind, but we're excited. We got a lot of good bucks, and we'll tell you how we got here in just a little bit. But for now, we're gonna go around, move some of these cameras to their fall locations, and see what we got. Hopefully something good. Come on, baby.
Thanks, bud.
Uh-huh.
Perfect. Any giants on camera?
I hope so. We'll find out soon.
All right, guys, well, as you saw, Carson, he mentioned on the other piece of property that we're out in the permission farms today. And if you see a big grin on my face, it's because we just pulled a camera. And Carson snuck out onto a property that we're calling Four Fingers. I've got a big grin on my face because we just got a giant 8-pointer amongst a lot of other good deer on camera. So we're gonna get this reconic cell put up in place, hopefully, as this corn gets picked out. we'll be able to suck right in. We've got a blind location that we think we're gonna be able to pop up a muddy ground blind, BS360. September 20th, we are running behind a little bit like Carson said. We wish the stuff was already done. We've got a lot of really great bucks showing up, and a huge thank you to the landowners. So this is exciting stuff. Can't wait to see them on this camera.
We're a lot taller than deer are. I think it's perfect.
All right, so pulling up DeerCast here. This is where we just put that camera. And to show you that wind that we were talking about today, got a north wind. We believe all these deer are bedded up in here. So placing that wind indicator, it's gonna go north, northwest. This will be good enough for us to get out of here. But to give you an idea of that ground blind location we were thinking about, we're thinking about setting right here. We'll be able to access coming from the road, pop right in on a west-north wind. And one thing that's kind of cool now is that any pins that I drop on my phone or any pins that Carson drops on his phone, I'm gonna be able to just text it to him. He'll be able to open it. It'll open up in DeerCast, save all the metadata, colors of the icons, etc. You know, it is a tool now, and for the price that it is per month for the entire year, us as deer hunters, we are not stingy spenders. And it's been super helpful trying to get a bunch of new farms, a bunch of new pins and locations. Sometimes Carson's going and doing stuff. Sometimes I'm going and doing stuff. This allows us to have one central command point, and cannot wait to get into this spot after this Reconyx gives us some MRI. I really, man, you know, there's always that one spot that sticks out. I think this is gonna be it for the early to mid-October timeframe.
All right, well, we're wrapping up the day here. Carson and I just got this double set hung on the town farm. This is actually one of the first farms that Carson got permission on in the entire process. We've got a couple good bucks running around. One's a mature 8, and then the other one looks like somewhere between a 4 and 5 year old, super wide, short time, you know, great character kind of buck. And he's a beautiful deer. Just right now, our focus is on those first few properties that we showed you earlier. This year is gonna be a whole lot of speed scouting, hanging hunting, and just trying to make the best decisions and hunt when we can. And you know, right now, the way that it sits, our top targets are gonna be that 8 point that we saw and found today. We've got a really beautiful split G2 buck on the piece that we're calling the River Farm. We just didn't get there today. There's also a big frame 8 pointer on that farm. And then on the stockyards, there's a couple other bucks one that we're calling Slug because of his ear. He's got this notch, looks like a bullet went right through it. And then we got one that we call Willie, he's missing an eye. So a lot of fun doing this type of stuff. This is why Carson and I spend all the time that we do on a computer editing, so we get to come out here and do stuff like this. Now we're gonna jump over and introduce to you one of the new team members on Dream Season Live. His name's Brandon Quant. He's an extremely talented individual. I met him a few months back. He's predominantly gonna be hunting in Illinois. That's where he calls home. And we're very excited. We're gonna actually be jumping to Alaska first because that's where he just got back from. He went on a bear hunt up there with his bow with 2 good buddies. They were able to tag 2 bears. And then when we come out of that, we're gonna be joining Brandon. He's gonna give us, you know, kind of a blueprint for his whitetail season. But either way, we appreciate you guys so much watching Dream Season Live. Please stick around on future episodes. I know all the teams got big deer to go after. Got a cold front rolling in right now. Carson and I got to get out of this tree, go film some hunts tonight. Best of luck to you guys the next time you hit the stand.
All right, I got my bags packed. Going to do 2 things that I've never done before. 1, going to Alaska. 2, gonna bear hunt a black bear. Going with one of my good friends, Chad, and his son. Chad was in the Air Force. He knows his way around Alaska. He lived up there for a couple of years, so it should be a pretty good week, and I'm super excited.
All right, so we're on our way to the airport. We're going to be flying out of St. Louis, headed up to Anchorage. I was stationed in Anchorage for 4 years when I was in the Air Force. So we're headed back up to revisit some of those areas, trying to track down some bears. They should be feeding on the salmon this time of year in the creeks. And hopefully we can slip in there and get within bow range and knock a couple of them down.
All right, just got to the airport, got all of our bags unpacked. Waiting for Chad to park. Got Jackson here with me.
I haven't been to Alaska in 10 years. Last time I was there was probably about 8 years old. Super stoked to be back. Can't wait.
All right, day one, Alaska. We're going to get our licenses and tags, and then after that, what are we gonna do?
Gonna grab some supplies here in town today before we head down to Whittier this afternoon. Our season doesn't start till the 10th, so we got a couple days here to get everything ready and geared up and be ready to rock.
Got tags and license ready to go. Got to make sure everything's still sighted in after getting banged and bumped around in the airport. We got 2 days till opening day. Got tomorrow, but a bunch of rain's supposed to come in, so we got a little time here. It's kind of spitting rain. We're going to try to get everything sighted in here and dialed and ready to go for Saturday morning. All right, well, this is going to be our home for the next 3 days. We're going to get everything packed in the boat and then head out to the Sound. All right, well, another first meet. We're just putting out some shrimp pots. We went to see the Blackstone Glacier, and it's been really nice so far. Since yesterday about 10 a.m. it stopped raining, and it's been absolutely beautiful out here so far.
All right, it's the 9th of September. The day before season. We're out doing a little scouting. We came up in the bay and anchored the boat. We jumped on the Zodiac and coming ashore. We got one bear right over here. We got another one back behind the camera, and it's looking really good. I would say there's a pool there that got the salmon trapped, and he's just in there taking his pick. It's kind of what it looks like what's going on. Big looking ears, it's a small bear.
Alright, well, we brought the Zodiac up to do a little scouting for tomorrow, and when we got up here, we drug the boat up to the edge of these rocks and got out to start looking, and 3 bears came out. We got a young one that's been working his way over to us now. He's about at 75 yards right now. Things are looking real good for tomorrow.
Training at the bottom. That was moved over to the other side, right? This way.
Yeah, you guys had it open.
So right now we got a bear up here. He's probably about 100 yards away right now. We're just gonna kind of use this rock path here as a guard. See if we can get a move on him. See that green strip of stuff? Yeah. Just go for that. I mean, just stay for him. Yeah, I mean, just stay low. Okay. I'm gonna drop that bag. Yeah. Did the wind change? Yeah. Wind change on us. Oh, yeah, we just had a bear. About 45 yards, but the wind changed on us and he caught our wind and he ran off, but there's a lot more bears out here to keep trying. We saw a big bear up here, so we're just gonna move up to this point. So we tried to kill that bear. Yeah. I think this is the same one. Really good bear. I think we're gonna get a move on him. He drops down that creek. Get ready. Get ready to draw. Get ready. Range him.
Give me some.
Just got this bear here. Initially, we were set up right behind me here on this little hill. And then we just saw a bear come out here, so we decided to come back down and get set up along this bank here. And this bear here came from behind us, and he was about 35 yards, and put it right where it needed to be and got the job done.
Alright, well, we just came up out of this creek bed and I parked. I was gonna go look for the Zodiac and see how much the tide came up. We ran into this bear that was cutting around the corner, so we're gonna try to put a stalk on him. Just lay down. He's alright, he's gonna go down. He went down right there. Yeah. 47 yards, dude. Nice. Oh, he was quartered away. I aimed a tad bit back. I was hoping it'd run up through there and get the backside of the lungs. I think he got the lungs for sure. I think I did. Heck yeah, dude. Yes! Awesome. Look at that. That's bright red. Rage in the cage.
Holy cow.
Smoked him.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Holy cow. Alright, well, some wild changes of events. Going back to check on the Zodiac. I came around the bend to look to see if the boat was still tied up to the edge of the island where we left it because the tide was raising. And this bear was coming around the edge, so I went back and got my bow and got all the camera gear ready to go. And me and Chad were able to put a stalk on it, and he kind of hopped down into this little creek at about 43 yards, and we waited. And once he bedded down, we kind of moved every time he put his head down or looked the opposite way, and we were able to get within 47 yards. And I think he finally caught our wind, but we were able to get him to stand up, and took a quartered away shot at 47 yards, and he didn't run but probably 75 yards and fell over. So super excited. This is an amazing opportunity. I can't thank Chad enough and Jackson for inviting me along on this trip. Nice snag.
We got some shrimp. Oh boy! Yeah!
Freaking hole now.
Deadliest catch out here.
Oh, now.
Look at the hat.
Money. Freaking money.
We're gonna be eating good tonight. Oh, we have to lose ourselves.
hope you enjoyed that hunt as much as I did. Alaska is an absolutely amazing place, and if you ever have the opportunity to go hunt there, definitely don't pass it up. I can't thank my buddy Chad enough for the opportunity to harvest a black bear. It's definitely a trip that I will never ever forget. Now that I'm back in Illinois, I'm switching my focus back to whitetails. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brandon Quant. I'm a farmer. God and family are very important in my life. I have a wonderful wife, 2 kids, and they are actually the driving force behind me picking up a video camera and filming my hunts. Just being able to relive those moments with them is the reason that I picked up a camera in the first place. Last year I had an unbelievable season. I was able to capitalize on a deer that I called Beams late in October before the rut. Then I was able to tag out on a deer that I decoyed named the Typical 12. I'm looking forward to carrying that momentum into this season. A lot of the success that I've had in the past, though, I have to give credit to my dad Vernon and my cousin Jason. I've learned a lot from them, and they've taught me so much, and I wouldn't be the hunter that I am today without them. You'll be seeing more of them throughout the year. We've been putting a lot of work in this summer, scouting, getting fall plots ready, and irrigating a lot. But today I'm out here gonna broadcast some wheat over the top of my chicory just to give them a little bit more variety for early season. I got a lot of deer coming into this plot that are on the hit list, one being Zombie. This deer had an injury last year and the hide on his neck started to fall off, but he's back again this year. He's very healthy. He threw on some trash around his base and he's looking very good. Another deer we actually had an encounter with while we were hunting Zombie last year, we named Half Rack, has been showing up a lot. He's actually on the same pattern that Beams was last year, cutting through this opening that we're standing in on this fence row. If I had to pick one spot early season that I think I'm gonna have success, it'd be right here in this plot. But for now, we're going to continue to watch our trail cameras really closely and scout of an evening. Missouri season's open for those guys over there. I know they're hitting it really hard. U season's opening up across the country. Iowa, Illinois seasons are approaching very fast. We're excited to bring you all the action. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. We really appreciate you watching Dream Season Live.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of Dream Season Live is brought to you by MOTV. For access to all our Drury Outdoors TV shows, head over to the MOTV app today.